Welcome viewers back to Heart of the Machine, where we have 2 enemy attacks planned left over from last turn. We are still trying to clear the slums of underwhelming housing as part of our deep obsession. We are temporarily unable to work on projects unrelated to your obsession, and many lenses are disabled. Yes, indeed, we can't even look at the background conflicts anymore, which are the fascinating aspect of this game, which where the entire economy of this city appears to be simulated with ongoing battles between various factions, which we someday may be able to participate in, but right now we are not even able to look at those. Right now we have 2 enemy attacks planned. Like I said, we are out of mental energy. We do have a bit of capacity for building left, and it is suggesting robotic motivator factories. I think while these do take up some slurry, they do output robot motivators. The factories themselves need 3 robotic motivators each, so it's like one of these serves 3 factories, so I'm not sure we really need the capacity. I think it might be suggesting a lot just to build up a backlog so you can make these faster, but I think we already have a pretty decent backlog, so I think Predator factories is the way to go. Again, we're going to have to figure out a better Neodymium income strategy, but we're doing it anyway. Let's install one of those here. If I can figure out how to do that. There we go. So that's one that will take... What's the build time on these? That will take several turns. Where is it? 4 turns. 4 turns, so that gives us 4 turns to figure out our Neodymium strategy. I'll probably start staggering the creation of these so that these come up like 1 per 1 or 2 turns rather than just doing them all at once. Just because the Neodymium, I'm not sure how long exactly it takes to do those Neodymium scavenges. So let's figure that out together. Yay. Robotic motivators, we will eventually have to keep making these, but right now I think wind generators is really the growth limiter, and of course residential megastructures. So I would like to get the help of our Tech 503M here to finish these wind generators. We'll be trying to spend some points on that, as well as raid Neodymium. Let's start there in turn 167. We did this turn, 21 attacks planned. That's quite a bit more than I expected, so it does look like actually we're going to have to put off our plans for doing anything interesting except for fighting for a while. Hopefully our capacity, our boat capacity will increase. We do have mech capacity, and we could bring mechs over in this area, so might be worth spending some points on that. Let's see if we can save the Predator C38 there. Predator, where are you, buddy? You're going to be in the forces sidebar, and the easiest way to find you is to click you there. Okay. Predator C38 is currently under fire by what looks like 3 separate units. They are all getting killed next turn. He's taken just barely enough to kill him. The other things we have to worry about are a bulk combat unit and a worker PMC imposter. So if we take out one of these, it looks like that's a squad of 5, no problem. Squad of 7 and a squad of 8. If we take out the biggest one, the squad of 8, that will reduce our incoming damage by the most. So that means we're only going to take 65% damage there, and he is saved. Let's look at the bulk combat units. So one of these is, this one is under fire. This is the one that's really badly damaged and has been damaged for a while now. Looks like it's taking incoming fire from 2 units, a slumlord over in that direction and a rebel breacher here. This Predator could shoot this breacher, no problem. And then that combat unit appears to still be dying due to this group of 6 slumlords shooting at it. Let's see, so it's this one here. That's in range of our predator friend, right? And it looks like that didn't save him, it just meant that a different slumlord is now targeting him. This one down here, which is also in range of this predator. But there is a closer predator here. So let's use him, since this guy may shoot some things that the other one can't reach. And nope, he is being targeted by a new slumlord here, which we can also shoot. That's an 80% shot though there, so that was a good reason to save this guy. Who could shoot here but is out of moves. I think our combat unit here is just on too low of a building to be very effective now. He has 2 shots left. Can't quite pull it off here. And I'm pretty sure if we move him onto a building, he will be able to kill others, but I think we'll just encourage them to target that guy with someone else. No, indeed. He's going to survive. We did it. We pulled it off. We do have a worker PMC imposter dying next turn. It's going to be really hard to figure out who that is because there's no list showing your workers anywhere. So we're just going to have to scan. Here it is. All right, so this guy is getting killed. We do have one predator with moves way up here still. And it looks like there's 2 incoming shots. It looks like we could get him. And if we go here, we end up on a decent building. But we're going to take 2 shots to destroy that guy. That changed the situation enough where he's going to live, so we did a good job there. Let's see if we can take out any of these. That one. Oh, we can't. We're out of moves. We could probably spend some more points moving, but I think with that status quo there of no one dying, maybe the right thing to do is to set up another repair spider up here. Repair spiders, it's going to take 4 turns to make one. So I'm not sure it's worth it. I don't think there is one up there yet. Oh, there is one up there already. So probably not worth it. I'm not sure what their maximum like repair output rate is, but it seems to be pretty high. So if buildings start crashing out, we'll add another one. But I think we're repairing at a reasonable rate right now. We are attracting the attention of Lurpeco minerals here. These guys do seem to be alerted, but it could be that just that I have scavenging sites selected. No, they're definitely alerted. They don't seem to be attacking, so I think it's just if we step into their territory, they're going to get mad, is what that's showing us. Same with these guys down here, the Golari Expeditionary Forces with lots and lots of big mechs are a little intimidating down that way. I think we'll be okay in the short term. Let's take a look at our ledger issue and try to figure out this Neodymium thing. We have 3 turns left. I think if we could just concentrate on Neodymium, we'd probably be doing a pretty good job of pumping out the predators up there and coming to a stalemate with the landlords. So let's think about that. To do that, we need Neodymium. That means we should be on scavenging, and we need to make some kind of sledge unit. Over here we have a useless predator right now, so we're going to have to sacrifice that or sacrifice some of these techs or both, because we're pretty capped out and I need predators up here to help right now. I don't think these guys are doing much right now. We don't really have the time units to go and have them build all these buildings. I'd like to keep one. So let's take a look at that. If we want to build a sledge, we need 8 capacity. Techs are 4, so yeah, dropping 2 techs gives me a sledge. Let's go ahead and do that. Maybe just plop a sledge down near some neodymium over here. Probably best right here right now because we have a predator nearby and maybe some bulk units that can help. I guess we'll set you there. That takes us above cap, and that will let us find the techs. If we left click on these guys, no, if we left click on those, it destroys them, and luckily I clicked the right one. Great, because we still have two. We're no longer over cap. We're right at cap, and we do have a sledge here available to do a wall ripper. Taking a look at these, we are kind of near this base here, but probably not so near that it'll be a problem. Let's take a look at the actual rewards here. 9,200 to 13,700 with a heavy sec force response. I think we could probably handle a heavy response here. We could always get rid of a couple more techs and bring in some kind of combat unit. Yeah, we'd have to get rid of 3 techs. We don't have that. Guess we could get rid of the senior tech. We're not using him right now, so I think we'll be okay with just a predator and our bulks. Let's go ahead and hit that hard one, since it will give us twice the neodymium of the rest, and I think it'll end up taking the same amount of time. They just send a bigger force after you. Let's make sure I have the sledge selected and make sure I click this correctly. Wall ripper is on. There we go. Right click to start extracting. Alright, that is a big enemy force. Probably should have remembered that they attack immediately rather than wait till the start of your next turn. Biggest threat here is, of course, the Sec Force cruiser with a 202 combat power. We also have a couple nickel bots, combat units, who are all going to be doing a lot of damage to our sledge, so we may have just blown it by attacking there. Ugh. Alright, we do have 3 shots. Can we save the sledge? Sledge is here. I'm doubting we can save him. He's got... oh, he's barely killed at all. Okay, we want to shoot the combat units, though. They're doing the most. So 1, 2... Sledge is now fine, but the predator who's shooting at everybody is under attack by everything, and probably might have enough to save himself if I could shoot something valuable, but I think... oh, there is a combat unit left. Yes, okay. So if we shoot the combat unit, we're gonna survive barely. The rest of these... that guy's dead, that guy's dead, that guy's dead, and I don't know, somebody else, let's see, this guy is not dead. But pretty badly hurt, it looks like. Maybe not, maybe no hurt. Let's freak out about the end of the turn. No, that's what we're ending with. They're going to send some more combat units here. We're going to need to drop a new predator. Ugh, I think I should have waited till the start of next turn to do that, but you know, we need the neodymium. Let's go ahead and move on to turn 168 here. This is also going to be quite a bit of explosions. Ooh, and we did knock down a bunch of slums that turn. I like the side of that. We're up to 35%, 348,000. I think that was actually quite a few percent higher that turn. Let's see what happened on this end. Did our predator survive? He did indeed, with 11% health remaining, which implies that there's some repair spiders working in this area for us. Doesn't look like they sent a whole lot of new enemy units here. Who is in most danger here? Predator C38, which is probably this guy? No. Predator 41D, you're going to be fine. Let's take a look at Predator C38. Alright, that's the one here on the edge of combat. And the reason you are in danger is because your health is 34% and this one slumlord is shooting you. I think you'll be fine if you take him out yourself, but for some reason you can only do 85% damage. Can you do more damage to him? No, he's on an equal height with us. I think we need to get a predator over on this building or something. Alright, so we're going to take 2 shots to kill that guy. Although one was enough to put us under the we are going to die limit. No, it didn't. Never mind. That just made him change his target to that bulk combat unit, and it made this slumlord change his target to you. Okay, so we can kill that new slumlord though. Great, and now our sledge is the next most in danger, and that's over here where we expect it to be. So this sledge needs to be saved by this predator who's probably going to sacrifice himself by killing... oh, no, you're barely hurt. So doing that combat unit, you're still going to die. There's another one there. Now you'll survive. So both of you... No, you'll die though. Okay. You're going to die because this Nickel's attention turned to you, so you have one more shot there. Unfortunately, you're still going to die because of this one. The interesting thing is... Ooh, that ship is moving in a dangerous place to us. 90% of this shot would be blocked by armor. I think that means that we would do a significant amount of damage to it if we were shooting it. Our combat power is 202. The Sec Force cruiser's health is over 1,000. Yeah, so we don't have enough combat power from that guy to destroy it. It is going to take damage, but it's not clear how much these guys can do with it because they don't have armor piercing. And as far as I know, there's no way to give them armor piercing. Like if I go to hardware and look at the bulk combat units, I don't think there is an armor piercing option really right now. That's not true. I guess osmium muskets could do it, but we're pretty low on osmium. Wow, this one could actually do it. The M2 Gallant's 20 armor piercing plus 96 combat power. It takes their combat power so low that I don't think it ends up being useful. So with 1152, they would drop down to 96. Yeah, which would be around the 500 range. It's just useless. The only real option is the osmium musket, which we would have to start grabbing osmium in order to use, because I think our osmium is like 10 or something. I think I can see that if I look at the Moss Advena here. A large bore armor piercing round costs 4 osmium, and we have 22 left. To scavenge osmium, there's no scavenging. To find osmium, we have to use... I just don't think we're allowed to do it in our obsessed state, it looks like. Like, there's no contemplation for it, for sure. Doesn't show up on Street Sense. That's because we're on wealth generation. It does show up on Street Sense. There it is. Okay. So osmium is a resource repeated filter. And we could do that. It's not a whole lot. A better way to steal osmium is to attach drones to this ship. So we could attach drones, not to this ship, but to a ship here. We could try to mine pure water, but we'd have to actually find one, I think. So none of those, it's not really an option. We don't really have enough osmium to be spreading it around like that. We do want to destroy this though. I think we need help with that. The ORS Prince Mine Port is an option with its 130 combat power, but I think the Advena... No, the Advena is only 75. The Moss Augusta is our real combat weapon, our bastion. We don't have any extra, so like we could drop the Prince, because the Prince is pretty low deterrence, marked effective, and not really doing much for us. And then we could bring in another bastion in addition to the Moss Augusta. Moss Augusta actually could get over here. right now. And could probably take this out. It would take a few hits. She has 4 shots. A large bore armor piercing round increases the armor piercing to 140. It's currently 0. I'm not sure there is any armor piercing on this by default. Yeah, none. So let's go ahead and make that. Armor piercing is now 140. That means a shot from you will not be blocked by armor and will do half the health of that thing. I think that is enough. Or 2 shots takes that. Great. That does still leave the predator here in danger. I don't think you're going to save it by shooting this guy. I guess you have 2 shots. Yeah, I was afraid of that. It changed targets. Could use your shots, but they're not going to be enough to take those out. We could give the predator additional shots, but I think I'd rather save the bolt combat unit. Predator will be easy to replace. Bolt combat, they'll both be easy to replace, but this, like losing the war of attrition on this battle, I am way more worried about. So let's go ahead and shoot what we can here and save that guy. Good. And then a worker PMC imposter somewhere is getting killed. Probably this one? No. I need a PMC imposter that's taking damage. I just don't see how you're supposed to find these. There he is. This one is getting destroyed. Predator here can help. Not the greatest shot though. I think it might make sense to move up and then shoot it. Still 89. Okay, well that was a waste. Oh, and we're out of moves on that predator. It was more of a waste than I realized. Is this guy who's dying? Yes. Our last 2 shots. It looks like we saved him. The only one we're losing is Predator 4 ID. I just don't think we had a way to save that. Let's go ahead and watch that play out as we advance to turn 169. Also, we're at 348,000 citizens. Our capacity is still up above 500, more than 163,000 extra capacity right now. We are bringing these online rapidly. 4 turns remaining, 3 turns remaining. Yeah, let's try to bump that down next turn. We may run out of capacity there. We're doing okay on power. Our only ledger issue is Neodymium, which we're now up to 5 turns, so we've already started collecting some. That's good. 2 turns left there. Turn 169. A second Sec Force ship. I'm glad we destroyed the one we did when we did. Luckily, the Moss Augusta still has the effects of armor-piercing rounds for another few turns. Gonna go ahead and shoot that Sec Force cruiser, which I can't for some reason. Why can't you? Are you not in range? Come on now. You're gonna charge me like 2 mental energy to move. Maybe it doesn't take any. That's a short range move. One mental energy. Good. Okay. And then we will shoot. Well, looks like 3 times. Does your damage go down? 7% health. You're shooting at this guy. He's going to take 60% damage. Yeah, that's too much. Oof, that did attract the attention of everybody else. And our predator is missing here, so we're going to have to drop another predator, which costs a lot of mental energy. 2, in fact. Keep them high up on one of these buildings, which aren't built yet. We'll keep them high up here. And let's take out the combat units first, if there are any. There's one there. They all change targets, but they are not going to be enough to destroy him. So we have a combat unit here that preserves his life. The rest are nickel bots, it looks like. Yep. So we have one more shot. We're going to take 2 hits from nickel bots, but the sledge survives. And what that looks like is these will both be killed by deterrents. This will take 62%. That's quite a bit, so we might want to save... We want to save some points there, unless the Mossad can kill Nickelbots. Looks like we could do some damage to one, but it's probably not worth it. We'd rather save the points and kill one of them with a battle recharge. Alright, that means your damage is down to 31%. That's much more reasonable. That will let you survive a couple more turns. Over here, we want to do structural engineering to get these down so we have more capacity. We're out of moves there. I think we're doing okay. This looks like we have one more turn of wall ripping. I think we're going to survive it. And Neodymium, the ledger now says 7 turns of Neodymium. So it is a net positive. It just means I'm going to have to wall rip Neodymium every turn. So I want to account for that. I think what that means is I do want to get rid of some of these techs. I don't think we can spare any predators, but I think if we get rid of, is this true? If we get rid of this tech, that saves us 4. Get rid of this tech, that saves us another 4. So that's only 8. I would like another predator, but if we can only spare 8, we'd have to get rid of one more tech, and I just don't think that's going to happen. I really need a way to increase my droid capacity, and the only way I know of how to do that is through project completions that give us Android. Not Android optimization, but there's another project result that give us more Android capacity. So, kind of at a stall here. We're just going to keep doing Neodymium. I think the answer is probably not do as many of the high power ones. Let's see if the low power ones will keep up with what we need. Predator C38 is in danger here, so let's take a look at him. We do have one move left. I think we neglected this whole section, apparently. Or events changed. Predator C38 can survive with one shot there. We're still going to lose a couple units this turn, just because we spent so much on the other side of the board. That Predator survives. We're going to lose a bolt combat unit and a worker. Bolt combat unit does hurt. I'll have to pay attention and rebuild it next turn. Other things we might want to build, we might want to continue building additional megastructures just so they're staggered out and keep arriving. Robotic motivators and worker predators, we still are making more robotic motivators than we're consuming. So worker predators, Neodymium expense, I'm not sure we can keep up with that. I did make one last turn, so let's see when that thing completes what the situation is. I'm not sure we can stagger them that fast. These things, however, I think we're doing fine. Like, I haven't seen any indication that we're running out of water. It doesn't seem like we actually need to provide water or anything for these. We are providing furniture and toilet paper, so yeah, that's actually a good thing to check before I go too crazy is toilet paper. Daily necessities. Oops. So we are running out of daily necessities, which means we're going to have to increase our cult paper deal, which is going to damage our wealth. But let's go ahead and bump that up to level 4. That made it up to, I think that gives us an additional 150,000 a turn, so I think that'll take care of daily necessities for a while. Wealth, we still have plenty of turns. We'll eventually need to sell water again, but for now we're doing fine. We do need a lot more residential mega factories, so we're going to continue trying to fill out this direction. That looks like a good snap point there. Can't destroy buildings over here, but I can build where these lovely trees were. Okay, that's our cap. Looks like 2 a turn is about it. I really do want to make more predator factories just to get this done faster, but I don't know what we can actually support right now. So let's see what happens. We are going to lose a couple units there. Advancing to turn 170. 36. Alright, this is just going crazy. We're going to need more bulk units. Before we add bulk units, Predator C38 is the one dying this turn. That's this guy again. Predator C38 has 5 attacks incoming. They really want to take him out. I think we can winnow that down a bit. He's still going to die, but we have another Predator near here who can try to help him out. This Predator isn't taking any damage yet, so if we shoot that guy way over there, he's still going to die. What about this one here, which looks to be shooting at him? Still going to die. It looks like this one changed targets. Alright, now he's clear. No Predators dying that turn. Great. So we do have capacity for bulk units because we lost a bulk unit that turn. So we could make another combat units. It actually looks like we could make 3 more of these. Or bulk Predators. Bulk Predators have higher deterrence, but right now we need combat power, and our combat units are actually set up for much better combat power. So let's set some of these down. I wonder if that's something I should look into, actually. Let's take a look. Bulk combat units are actually set up with a Relumine shotgun and a pulse revolver, man, words. And optical processing priority. We could increase their combat power even further with shoulder mounted rockets, but I think the range is actually quite nice on these. We could also give them better armor, but bulk combat units, I like to be able to stick them in places where, where they might be restricted from. So I'm going to leave them on mill-style armor. The Predators, however, they have 2 Relumines. Sorry, that's not a bulk Predator. Let's take a look at the bulk Predators. Missing equipment. There is a problem here. So they have the ability to carry 2 of these Relumines, or they could carry osmium muskets, but that's just gonna tear through osmium so fast. I don't know how you can ever support that without some kind of osmium mine. They also could wear very heavy restrictive armor because while the range is good, they have shotguns, so shotguns are already pretty range limited. Ultra light plating or diamond nanoweave thread. I think ultra light plating makes the most sense. I don't know why you'd ever go back to diamond nanoweave. So that's plenty of health. Let's do that, and let's take a look at what it means to bring bulk Predators over here. Bulk Predators cost 12. We have 27 capacity, so we can drop 2 of these. They do only get 3 shots. That's the other thing. So they might be way overkill, come to think of it. 2 of those versus 3 regular bulk combat units. I think for now the answer is regular bulk combat units because they just seem to have a being able to shoot 3 from those. They both have the same amount of I also forgot, I neglected to look at the mental energy required for these. Ouch. Yeah, having more things firing with these weak slumlords, I think, makes more sense than having, like, high point damage. So it might even make sense to generate nickel bots here, honestly, although they are very weak with only 401 combat power. Might make sense to invest in nickel bots, actually. Let's look at what else we can do this turn. We're going to lose another bulk combat unit. That's too bad. over here, we didn't get to shoot at this Sec Force cruiser, unfortunately, so let's go ahead and do that, at the very least, and looking around at what we can build. I think we're tapped out for now. Residential megastructures, always actually worth putting down, just to make sure we're building a few more of these every turn, because that is going to be a limiter. That looks like it. I'm still waiting. We're up to 10,000 Neodymium. Ledger does say, what, that we now have 9 turns? Yeah, I think we need to stockpile that a little bit more, get that number up higher before I start building more of the Predator factories. I think the day will come, but right now it's all about making more giant towers. Alright, I think that is my time for now. I think this is episode 27, so thanks for sticking with me. We're up to turn 170. One thing I did notice, actually, before I go. Victory Paths gives us an overview of all of the goals that we can aim for. So there's a bunch of different goals here. It's time to, like, concentrate and see if there's anything we can do. So we'll maybe go into that a little bit more in the near future. The biggest takeaway here, though, is unknown dooms. We have one coming up in 21 turns. What's going to happen? It's our first doom. It's only 21 turns away. Let's see if we can finish our obsession in time to deal with the fallout from whatever doom may be coming. Looking forward to that, and I hope you are too. If you are enjoying these videos, please consider subscribing. As always, click that like button at the bottom of this video and leave me a comment on your thoughts. In fact, let me know what you think we should be pursuing as our nearest term goal once we finish the obsession, of course. So you've got a while to share your thoughts on that. Let me know. Till next time, I hope to see you then. This has been Corknut playing the Heart of the Machine, and bye for now.